Hi everyone, my name is Keely and I'm the owner and creator here at Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's soap making video. Before we do jump into making the soap, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has either come on over to the website and purchased my soap dough recipe or has come and joined over on the Patreon page to get it for the month of June 2021. I hope you are enjoying the recipe as much as I do enjoy it, and I really do look forward to seeing some of your creations popping up on the social media channels too. Now in that video that I did about my soap dough, at the end of it I showed some of the things that you could make with it, and I made some little flowers using some cookie cutters. I also made some little fish using the extruder tools, and I made probably one of my most favorite embeds to date, and that was some cute little duckies. Now I've wanted to create little duckies for so long now. I was once a part of a collaboration group and one of the themes was water, and I really wanted to make a bathtub with a ducky on it. And when I tried making my ducks using my old soap dough recipe, they just did not look nice at all. So I was so super happy that this particular soap dough recipe made such beautiful cute looking ducks, and I decided rather than doing a bath pond I was going to do a duck pond soap. So let's go and see how I put all those little embellishments together and make my duck pond soap. Let's go. To start this soap, I am going to work with the bottom layer first, and because I want this to be a bit of an intricate layer, I have split my soap batter up. So I've got about 370 grams worth of oils in here. I've got the appropriate amount of lye water and the fragrance over there, which is aloe vera and clementine. I'm going to mix the two together. We're going to split it out for some colours. I have some green sage from off of Heirloom, and I have some elusive mica, and then we're going to do a little bit of a pour in the bottom of our mold, and then we're going to do some piping. Okay, so what I've done is I've put my two different greens into my piping bags. I've just got really big leaf tips on here. I wasn't fussy about which one went into which. I think this one is a Wilton 366, and this one, I'm not sure of the brand, but it's just a really big basic leaf tip. And what I want to do is kind of create almost like a weed sort of a seaweed sort of effect, or you know, the sort of grasses and stuff that you would find in the bottom of a pond. So all I'm going to do is randomly pipe these big leaves all over the bottom. It's going to look really weird right now. This fragrance oil is behaving really well, smells really good as well. Very happy with it. It is a little bit dark, but it says that there's no vanillin in it, so we'll see what happens there. Now what I am thinking is it might actually make more sense to pipe these on this angle, so as we cut them we get to see them in the soap. The ones that I've done that way will just look like big flat lines, so we're just going to turn my mold so I can access it a bit better, and we'll keep going like this. And I'm basically just going to fill all of this in like so. We'll add in some of this other colour as well. So we've got two different tones. They're very similar greens, but they are going to give two slightly different looks. So I am really hoping that I'm not going to have too many air pockets in the bottom. What I've also just remembered is I have these little rock things that I had from off the cacti soap that I did quite a while ago now. I'll leave a link up in the corner. These were like little rocks that I put on the top, and I thought I'm just going to scatter some of these in the bottom just to kind of make it look like there are rocks in some of the bars. Not all of them are going to have them in the cut. You'll just see random ones in the soap, and they'll reveal themselves as you use the soap. But I'm hoping that it will help to fill up some of those little air pockets, add a little bit more interest, and also get rid of these from off of my my bench here. So I'm just going to dump them on, and then I'm going to use my skewer here just to maneuver them around a little bit. So as I've been pushing these into the soap, I have just thought I probably should have done this before doing the piping, but oh well, that is the way things go. I'm trying to push them down so that they're not actually sitting on top of any of the weeds, and that they are sitting on the base, because really the rocks aren't going to be floating up in the water unless they're really light volcanic ones maybe. But that is looking really good. Really pleased with how that is looking so far. So what I'm going to go and do now is go and get some more soap, oils and lye, and we're going to start mixing up for the water. Okay, so we're going to mix up just a small amount of titanium dioxide, which has been dispersed in water. This one here, I haven't yet put my colours in the jug because I was a bit undecisive and I've only just decided what to use. So let's get the colours. In this one, I am going to add in some Catalina blue. Let's get my little spoon. Look at the mess I've just made. Ugh. Must have dropped this one off the side at some point, so it's all got stuck in the lid. Best way to clean up spilt mica is a little bit of 70% rubbing alcohol, because mica is soluble in the alcohol and not water, so that cleans it up nicely. And then into the big container I am going to do Cool Vista. So let's put a nice chunk of that in, because I know that this one goes a little bit funny if not enough is used. So let's get these colours mixed in, and then we'll add the fragrance. And then while I'm doing that, I'll think about what sort of pour I want to do. It'll probably be a drop. Now, because of how dark that fragrance is, and because I didn't have much titanium dioxide left, I'm not going to add any fragrance into my white. So I'm going to split it up between these blues, get that mixed in. And then I decided I'm going to actually do an in the pot, but I'm going to dirty another pot to do it, I think, because I need to have some control over how I'm going to pour this in there. This is thinned out beautifully. Alright, so I'm going to grab this other jug here. I'm going to pour off a fair amount of it. And then I'm going to use about half of the white and half of the blue and do a in the pot swirl. It's that one. And then this beautiful darker blue, like so. Alright, now we're going to grab that mould back. This should be fairly set up. So I'm going to start by pouring some of this blue just very gently in here, just to start to fill up all these gaps. And I realised I forgot to tell you about the fragrance. So I said we were using aloe vera and clementine, and it's got notes of geranium, lavender, sandalwood, clementine, lime and mint. And when I first saw this one on the website, it was actually one of the first fragrances I got in from off of iLux, and I got it in because I really liked the sound of all of those sort of fragrance notes together, but I've never really been able to picture what sort of soap to make, because generally I smell a fragrance and then I know immediately how I want my soap to look, but this one I just couldn't see it, but I knew I wanted it to be nice and clean and fresh, and watery is just nice and clean and fresh, so that's why I decided to go with something just a little bit different to what I usually do. Now I do need that to set up a little bit, so I'm just going to start pouring the rest of this off in here. Oops, save some of that for the last bit that is in my bucket. So if you caught the midweek video, I was showing you my new, well, I was showing the soap dough recipe that I have released over on the Patreon page, and I showed you making these little fish embeds. Now I did start off, the ones I showed you, I actually did using the Fimo Professional extruder, and I will leave a link down below to that one. I only have a link for an Australian seller of that one. In the US, I think the it's a walnut hollow is the closest you can get to the Fimo one. It's just slightly bigger, and Lisa does do discs to fit that one as well, but I've got that Fimo. That one's a little bit too big. Just slice off the dodgier end here. So I was using that one, and then because this uses so much soap to make this fish, I was having to put it through my little extruder tool several times. So then I thought, well, I've got Lisa's, I call it the big boy, then my big boy extruder, and I bought the adapter plate to go with it as well. So I ended up putting my fish into my big boy extruder so I could extrude whole canes of the fish. If you've not seen the big boy extruder, this is it. It's almost the length of my mold, but it is a awesome extruder. That I've got the other part over there, which helps you to extrude them out. It's a great tool to have. Alright, we've got our first little fishy in there. I'm going to pour some more of this on top. I've got 3 fish I want to try and get in here in total. So there's, oh, it's getting a bit chunky. Right, there's that one. Let's get another fish. I've missed it by about a mil trimming them down, so let's get that a little bit trimmed off the end there. Get that one popped in. Get some more soap in. We'll get our third fishy in, and then I've got the really cute embeds to go on the top of this one. Guess who didn't account for the fishies that I've put into this soap? I'm going to go and grab a tiny mold so I can make up some little samples that I can give away with this fragrance, because it really is very nice. Okay, it is time to put on our embeds, which we made in the last video where I showed you how to make soap dough. And these are what, well, I made part of these. We got this really cute little ducky. He's absolutely gorgeous. And then I showed you how I made the little flowers using the cookie cutter, and then I made some little lily pads to sit them onto as well. And the idea is every single one of these soaps is going to get a little lily pad with flower and a little ducky, and I'm going to do them all differently, I think. So each bar will actually look just slightly different, but you'll all get a ducky and a lily pad on them. They are so super cute. They have made me smile every time I have walked in and seen them sitting on my bench. They've actually been sitting here for about a week or just over a week. because this week has been absolutely manic. There are so many things to do. I have actually got a double weekend market this week, so I kind of have to be really good on these weekends during these weeks, because I have to make sure I get absolutely everything done that I need to get done, so if I have a really good market on the first night, I can completely restock the trailer for the next night. So I have to be really good whenever I do have a double market, so that I'm not actually getting distracted by things sitting here. So my little duckies have been sitting on my bench waiting for me to use them, and today it's actually Friday afternoon. I've got all of my tasks done for the week, and I thought, right, gotta get my duckies into my soap now. I can't have them sitting here on Monday because they do go super hard. This soap dough recipe does set up super hard, which is really good because I don't want my duckies to get wrecked when we end up packaging them. And I'm just going to sit a little ducky in front of the little lily pad. Oh, they are so cute. Each and every one of these ducks is different as well. They've all got like different facial expressions on them, just because they are handmade, and that's just how they turned out. So you're going to get one on each of these, and they're just so cute. Now, I know ducks down at the pond, they're not really yellow. In fact, I've never seen a yellow one down at our little lake when we go walking in the mornings. This is just looking so super cute. My ducks are almost in a row. It's really only the lily pads that have changed. But I do want them sitting near the little lily pads. So let's get them on. Alright, last little ducky is on the soap. I'm just going to go through and make sure that they are all between the lines, because I really don't want to cut any of these little ducks, because that will be a real shame. You're a little bit close. If worst comes to the worst, we'll get the single bar cutter out to do them with. But I do purposely try and make my embeds that they are small and fit between the lines. I actually think he's a slightly bigger duck in width than this one. That's better. The problem I found with my soap cutter was it is handmade, so it's to be expected. It doesn't make it a bad thing, but the wires are not all 2.5 centimeters like I had ordered. I've got some which sit at 2.5, some at 2.4, some at 2.6. There's even one at 2.8. Which overall makes a massive difference, as we saw when I cut the very first soap with Ida. It made a massive difference as to this one end of these, to this end it would have been, to the soap as I cut it, and I ended up cutting all those little pumpkins up. So it does make a huge difference when they're not aligned properly, but now I've actually got my molds marked up. I know that this end, where I've got the 2 burn marks right on the very end here, this is the end that has to go in this end of the cutter to make sure that all of these line up in the wires properly. I am so happy. I know you guys are dying to come down for a closer look, so I will bring you down. Okay, so here is my duck pond soap so far. Can't wait to get this one cut open to see what's on the inside. Those little ducks are just so cute. They've all got their own little expressions. You've got some of them just eagerly waiting for some food to be thrown down to them, and others are just swimming along, minding their own business. Absolutely love it. I did put the biodegradable glitter on it because I just felt that it was such a fun soap and it really needed something to finish the top of that off. Gonna leave it sit here for 24 to 48 hours, then we'll come back and we'll cut it open and we'll see what it looks like on the inside. How cute is that? We are ready to cut in. As you can see, I did get a lot of soda ash. I haven't done at this end, but I have cleared that end off. I'll do this one once it is all cut. I have got some air pockets on the side, which I was expecting, but with those sort of extra ones that I made with the leftover, because I didn't account for the soap dough fish in here, I will be able to fill those air pockets in. So let me make sure I have got this one lined up. Hopefully I've got it on my cutter the right way. I was so excited to get it unmolded. I forgot which end goes at this end of the cutter, but it is looking good. Hopefully all my duckies are safe. They are. They're all nice and safe. This is really firmed up. I unmolded this on Saturday, but I had 2 markets. So it's now Monday, and this is super hard. And thunk, she is through. Let's take a look and see what we got on the inside. I'm so excited about this one. Get that little bit off there. Oh, it smells really good as well. Oh, I can see the sides. There is the little ducky with the little fish pond. We have got a little bit of a casualty there from the next lily pad, but at least the ducky's safe. And there we go. Oh my goodness. I am so super happy. I was afraid I wasn't going to get the soap in between all the little fins of the fish, but it has come up absolutely perfect. You can just see the rocks in the bottom of the bed and all of that seaweed poppy, or all the sort of seagrass and stuff popping up. Oh, I am so super duper happy with this one. Love how the fish have come out as well with all the different colours just by mixing that soap dough together before putting it through the extruder. Love that this fish looks like he's about to dive down into the sort of grass and stuff and go and grab a little bit to eat there. I am so happy with this soap. It is so super cute. The little ducky on the top there. Really pleased with this one, and I'm really pleased at the sort of idea I had to create the seaweed grass in the bottom all came together. Kind of did steal that little bit of an idea from off of Lisa over I Dream of Soap, or Dream in Soap, while she was making the Australian inspired one, and she piped all of her coral into the bottom, and I thought that was such a great idea. That is how I will get the effect of the grass in the bottom, and to get it that tall. I thought about getting scrapers to do it with, but I just feel that this way has given it a much better, more sort of realistic look as well. So I'm so super happy with this one. Really pleased I finally got to put some ducks on the top of a soap, because I wanted to do that for so long. Really loving how the soap has come out of this Nurture Soap mold as well. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made my ducky soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one, and I will see you then. Bye.